Okay, good morning, students. Today we'll discuss about plant kingdom. So, plant kingdom is uh, all the living organisms containing chlorophyll. So, plant kingdom is divided into uh, many subparts. So, let us discuss those. It is initially divided into two portions: cryptogames and phanerogames. Cryptograms are those in which the seeds are not there or the sexual organs are hidden, and phanerogams where uh, the uh, the phanerogams in which seeds are produced. So seed producing plants are phanerogams, and uh, no seed producing plants are cryptogams. So cryptogams are divided into three parts: algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. And phanerogams are divided into two: gymnosperms and angiosperms. So angiosperm is further divided into two classes: dicotyledonnae and monocotyledonnae. Is monocotyledons and dicotyledons. The gymnosperms are divided into uh, cla- uh, three divisions. That is um, Cycadopsida and Coniferopsida and Nitopsida. And in the cryptogams, they are divided into, as I told earlier, algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. They further have further orders like pteridophytes are divided into three subdivisions. Those are Hepaticopsida, Anthropsida, and Bryopsida. And bryophytes are divided into these three: Hepatic, Hepaticopsida, Bryopsida, and Anthropsida. And the pteridophytes are divided into uh, four subdivisions, which are uh, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, uh, Pteropsida, and Psilopsida. Psilopsida have like Xylotum, and Spinopsida is like Sphagnum, and Lycopsida, Lycopodium. So this is how they are divided. So let us see the first uh, division of plants, that was algae. Algae is divided into three main groups, which are blue, this green algae, brown algae, and red algae. The green algae is different from blue green algae. Blue green algae is actually bacteria. They are also called cyanobacteria. So they are not algae. So because they are prokaryotic cells. Here, this algae, all this, everything under plant kingdom is eukaryotic. So, uh, what is the difference between three kind of algae? Blue, sorry, green algae is mostly green. They are freshwater species found in the land. They have chlorophyll pigment as chlorophyll A and B, and example is Chlamydomonas, chlorella, and Odogonium, sargassum, no, not sargassum, this filamentous alga, Spirogyra. So these are blue algae, green algae. So the main pigment is chlorophyll A and B. The brown algae, second comes the brown algae. They are mostly uh, marine. Some are freshwater also. And why they are brown? Because uh, why they are called brown algae? Because some of them are brown, and brown because they are found in the lower layers in the sea. And why they are brown? Because the light which can penetrate deeper into the uh, sea can only reach them. So they have pigment chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C. The third one is red algae. Red algae have red color. Red color uh, is due to this uh, very deep light, blue light, UV light, which reaches them. When that is absorbed, uh, and when the emission reflect the reflected light from the algae is red. So this kind of algae looks red, and they have chlorophyll A and D as the main pigment. The example are like sargassum and laminaria, alba, and porphyra. The brown algae, the red algae example is, so there are many things, but in your chapter you do not have to go deeper into this. What are different kinds of, just uh, reserve food is Floridian starch in them, and in brown it is uh, phycocy, phycocyanin starch, and in the green algae it is starch. So the example of red algae are, as I told earlier, uh, Porphyra, Polysiphonia, and Batrachus spermum. And they have many economic importance, like this agar agar, which is obtained from Gracilaria and Gelidium, and this other phycocolloids are also obtained from red algae. Then we have uh, so then we have the reserves food is Floridian starch. So next is brown algae. In brown algae, fucus is the main example. Fucus, Dictyota, Laminaria, Sargassum. So initially I told the common example. Now I am dividing them like Polysiphonia, Batrachospermum, and Porphyra. These are red algae, Gelidium, as well as Gracilaria. These are red algae. The yellow algae and the brown algae are uh, Laminaria. It is very big. Then Fucus, then Dictyota, and Sargassum. So these are brown algae. Brown algae, as I told, are mostly marine, but sometimes found in freshwater also. Then their reserve food is fucin or fucoidin. It is in red algae it was Floridian starch. Here in brew algae, it is fusin or fucoidin. And next is so alginic acid. If you see the example, the economic importance, alginic acid is obtained from Nerea fucus etc. Many brown algae. Then green algae is a chlorophyta. So in Phaeophyta, uh, this is brown algae, Phaeophyta, and Rhodophyta is red algae, and Chlorophyta is green algae. So green algae, as I told, Chlamydomonas, Alva, not Alva, Ulothrix, Volvox, Spirogyra, Udogonium, yes, Alva, Chlorella, all these are green algae. So in the green algae, the starch is the main reserve food, and it is present in storage bodies pyrenoids. And Spirogyra, you might have studied in lower classes also. It's like filamentous alga. Udogonium is similar but with a fold fast. Then you have Kara. Kara is also a angiosperm like alga. It looks like angiosperm. The leafy like structure comes out from this stem like structure. Then we have next category which is bryophytes. So bryophytes have the sex organs are multicellular and jacketed. So they have antheridium, which produces the sperms, and the archegonium, which contains the oosphere or egg. So the archegonium is contains in the it is vase shaped or flask shaped. So the lower portion is bigger and there is a neck. In the neck there are neck canal cells. In the lower portion, whole spherical or oval portion contains this oosphere or egg, which is uh, gameto, uh, female gametophyte. Then, so we have examples of bryophytes is Rixia, Markensia, Funaria, then all this sphagnum, this kind of mosses are there. Polytrichum. So there are, as I told earlier, there are divided into four divisions. That is Hepaticopsida, which are also called liverworts. Examples are Markensia and Rixia. They have flattened uh, thallus, thallus-like body spread on the surface of the ground surface. So bryophytes require water for their fertilization because they evolved from aquatic plants. So they can survive in less moisture without water, but in moist condition. But still, they require water for fertilization because their sperms need to travel from Antheridium to Archegonium through the water. So this in Hepaticopsida there are two very prominent examples. They are called Markensia and Rixia. Hepaticopsida is also called liverworts because they shape look like liver. Then you have the body is The uh, their body is gametophyte. So the the plant-like structure is called uh, is sporophytic, and they bear uh, umbrella-like structure, which are gametophyte. So Antheridia, uh, in which the gametophytes are born in Erchigonia, and gametophyte means one end structure, and sporophyte is two end.